I think of the physical solutions I can do, and once I feel like I've done what I can do in those moments, I start using affirmations. So my brain now automatically turns to affirming. And because you're in that bit of a negative loop, I try to neutralize. I try to just have more neutral affirmations in those moments, because I don't want to force to say, I don't want to force anything, because the more you try to force a state, the more that you add resistance to that state.
Hello there, beautiful souls. Excuse any noise from the traffic, but I am on the school run, so you'll probably hear some. But that being said, I want to introduce part 2, and this is to do with the ego and the 3D, and I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you in the next one.
So instead of forcing a state, I affirm, and I say things like, it's okay because I can have these moments, but everything always works out for me. My negative experiences will not stop my manifestation. Emotions run the course. Everything always has its time. Once this situation's processed, I'll move on again into another state. So you can see how you have to just pull the energy back and go into a bit more of a neutral sort of perspective and a neutral affirming, to where you're not forcing anything. That's what I feel. And again, sitting back in my female energy, allowing things to come to me. I've spoken about this before. This is another good way of looking at it, because the female energy in its essence is to allow things in, to not need to chase. That is more of a masculine energy. So, and I've told you predominantly, I've been used to living in my masculinity, my masculine role, growing up, and because of my negative experiences. But however, now my brain goes to sit in your feminine energy now, Jen, and just allow things to progress, allow things to just be, I suppose, instead of forcing an outcome. Then the other thing I do, which I talk about all the time, is tapping. So when I'm in those moments where I know that I need to come back and recenter and bring it back into myself, I do things like the chasing energy. I do things on self-confidence, self-love, the feminine energy, letting go of attachment. I then also, when I've got the time in the morning, or depending on how this negativity, how it spirals. You don't want it to spiral, but of course you don't want to force anything. So if this feeling goes on for a couple of days, I'll do the meditating in the morning, in the evening, and I'll do things like balancing the energies, and balancing my chakra energies, and bringing the love back to myself, and just reassuring myself that I'm human. I have these moments, we have these emotions, we have a big array of emotion, and I don't want to be stunted with my emotion. I want to experience all these emotions, and to cry if I need to, just let it out when I need to. Don't try and keep anything inside. If I've talked about this before, if I get that feeling, I will feel it, I will cry, I will allow those emotions emotions to be. That's a really important thing, to be kind to yourself, and just, you know, say it's okay to cry, it's okay to feel this emotion, even though you don't want to, you want to resist it because it's not nice feelings. The healthy thing to do for your nervous system and for your body and your brain is to allow it to be there and let it out, so then you can move on to the next feeling. The other thing I want to just quickly mention, and I'll probably do a separate video on this at some point, I think, because I love the concept, and since I've grasped this concept, post real life, since I've grasped this concept, it's so forgiving to my brain, it's so kind to, and it just feels right, and it makes so much sense to me. And that is, again, I will give credit to Mr. Wayne Dyer for this one. This is where I heard him speak about duality, and, you know, allowing duality in one's life. So we can't, it's a bit like the yin and yang thing, where we have to allow it there to be a night and a day, a good and a bad, even, you know, evil and good. There is always a duality, there is always the balance, and it's really forgiving, like I say, to think of it in this way, because I'm not an angel, you know, and I'm not going for angel status, I'm not going for perfection, and I talk about this all the time. I want to experience being a human, but I also understand my spiritual side, and I'm very spiritual, very loving, and, you know, that's like I talk about my heart being the biggest part, but also I'm a human with an ego, and we have to balance this stuff out together, so that you've got to forgive yourself for being up there 1 minute with your emotions and flying and feeling like everything is amazing, and then being down and feeling like, oh my, you know, I've got to grasp to get, I've got to force this state back, I don't like it, I want to feel good again, I want to feel that feeling. In doing that, we create resistance. So you need to be, or the woo way, you know, just be, just allow, just accept, just say, just use those lovely affirmations where you say, it's okay to feel that right now, because I'm still going to get my desires, I'm still going to get my dreams, I'm still going to live my abundant best life. But I need to feel these feelings, because I need to learn what this lesson is within those moments, and I've talked about that before. But duality, once I heard the concept and really listened to it, because I think we get so swallowed up in the fact that we think something's good, bad, thin, fat, you know, there's all this contrasting thing, but we can't have one without the other, if that makes sense. We can't, we have to exist in balance. And now I'm good with that, because it helps me in those moments where I'm like, I'm not feeling, my feelings aren't feeling the best, some of my thoughts aren't the best, and it's okay, because it's duality, it's gonna pass. I needed to feel it. I needed to have those thoughts within that state of falling down somewhat, if that makes sense, because that is where the beauty is. We try and escape those moments too much, and it's a shame, because we can learn an immense amount while we're in that state, you know. So I hope I made that clear. There are, as I say, because there's so many other videos that I want to do on other things off the back of what I've been talking about today. But I found it imperative, because it's imperative for me, because even though, you know, however people, and, you know, I'm not a big fan of what people think, I couldn't give a shit now. But you know, we do base a lot of what we do on the way others perceive us, and if we believe that and we feel like we have to live our life always according to how we show face, we can't actually learn these beautiful emotional lessons that are put there for us to learn. So, you know, I'm good if I'm having a bad day and I'm expressing being a human, and that's not how someone perceives me, that's okay with me, because as long as I'm learning the lessons and I'm moving towards living my best life, then that's all I need to do. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like, subscribe, click the little bell icon so when I upload videos they come straight to you, and I will see you in the next one.